Yes, guys, we are finally back. We have finally made it to the second reaction video on this YouTube platform. Welcome to this BrBpTV. Be real, be positive. I'm your boy, Miss Slicks, guys, and I do appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Just like the hair on my head, brothers and sisters, every single one of you guys. I do appreciate you guys for definitely tuning into another vibrations, guys. Don't forget to do what? At the end of this video, check out the previous one I did on the Mr. Licks reaction, guys. That link will be in the first comment. That link will be in the first comment in the comment box, guys. Definitely do that at the end of this reaction. And don't forget to do what, brothers and sisters? Hit that like button, brothers and sisters. Hit it, smash it, beat it up, brothers and sisters. Hit that like button. I would appreciate that right there, and then helping the algorithm to push these videos further and further there. Without further ado, brothers and sisters, let us get into the vibrations for today. Of course, brothers and sisters, liars are the greatest book ever written under these heavens and earth, brothers and sisters. It indicated in a passage, all liars shall have their part in the forever burning fire that burneth from brimstone. Brothers and sisters, that is something else. But according to this little passage that we're seeing right there, people be lying. Humans be telling the untruths. Knowing that they are telling you lies. Knowing that you also know that they are telling you lies, brothers and sisters. But you know what? They don't care. They don't care one donkey's tail, brothers and sisters. They just still continuously lying for you over and over and over, brothers and sisters. Who do you think of? Who is the first person that you can think of? Is it a family member? Is it a friend? I mean, if you have friends like this, you need to put them aside. Family members, you can't do nothing about that. Pray God and forgive them for their dirty ways, brothers and sisters. But who exactly do you think of when I mention this statement? Let me read it again. Some of you guys probably don't understand what I just said there. People be lying. This is the American local way of speaking. People be lying. People are lying, brothers and sisters. Knowing that they are lying, knowing you know that they are lying, and still lie. That is what you call the unmitigated gall of the audacity of not caring, even if they know that you know that they're lying. Brothers and sisters. You know, when people come to give you certain information and they tell you stuff, you know, that sounds so far-fetched, but they still come to tell you, brothers and sisters. That never happened to you before. Sometimes people know that I know that they are lying to me, but somehow they will come up with some sort of, try to do some kind of play on words to see if they can shield themselves. Humans are interesting creatures. And of course, this brings me to this next point right there. I just want to read the first part for you right there, brothers and sisters, so you can get the drift. The administration of the brother, Mr. Roosevelt SKERRIT, not Douglas. We will talk about that later on. The administration of the who? The Dominican Labour Party wants to ensure that all, not some, not maybe all, but that all the requirements of citizens are fulfilled. Now, maybe we don't know definitions of words when it comes down to these things, because this is not applicable to any sort of reality that we know. But if you skip the second paragraph or second line, brothers and sisters, and go to the third, you will see something rather interesting. Great things are coming ahead with better and brighter days. Great things. I don't know what great things mean. Or to who? I think the question here is, to whom is it applicable? Interesting. But the root word here is requirements of all citizens. There's a full stop there, and there's three paragraphs down. Three paragraphs down, brothers and sisters, or 3 sentences down. And it says, great things are coming ahead with better and brighter days. Now, I'm not really sure what that means, but let us see if that is indeed the case. According to this individual who wrote this phenomenal poetry, we cannot pay our United Nations debt. Fees. Brothers and sisters, it's interesting because they actually put out, I should have had the article to show you guys as well, where they put Dominica on the list of unpaid countries that have not paid the United Nations fees. So we cannot pay this. All right? All right. We cannot pay to print passport. Canada apparently has stated that no, $4 million worth. So we cannot seem to pay this. We cannot pay universities our students are attending. Interesting. And not just one, not just two, not just three, brothers and sisters. This is written and gazetted in the United States articles. Talking about the very government of Dominica and the situations involving the students. It's interesting when you look at how things are going. And to me, great things are coming ahead with better and brighter days. This is in 2020, brothers and sisters. Brighter days. Very interesting. So we cannot pay our UN fees. We cannot pay to print passport. We cannot pay universities our students, Dominican students are attending. We cannot pay to properly equip and supply our hospitals because they're making noise from donkey years, not just recently for the partner that just come there to pretend. Oh, first time I hear that happening, what's going on? It has been happening for donkey years, brothers and sisters. So we cannot pay for proper equipment and facilities at the hospital. We cannot pay to increase public servant salaries, but we can definitely pay to increase government salaries as if they're doing such a wonderful job that they need to get higher pay. Let's continue, brothers. We cannot pay a stimulus for the Rona. Remember the times they were passing bags, yellow bags, brothers and sisters. I remember yellow, not blue. I remember the yellow bags with the little straps. They were passing bananas and all kind of things to people, and the people had it on their farms. That's so it's like I giving you something that you have and telling you that is your stimulus when you can just go in your yard and get it, or go on your farm and get it, or go by your neighbor and get it. Simple, no questions asked. But of course, stimulus. So we cannot pay a stimulus for the Rona. We cannot pay all the businesses we owe around the island. Some even stop take LPO. True? Oh, let me get that photo for you guys. All right, guys, I found it, and there is one of them, brothers and sisters. Apparently, according to this one, they literally put this on their door. So if government want to come and buy things, they will say no government LPO'S / purchase order for BrBpTV items, brothers and sisters. And who that say that? From management. So there is no mistake. It's not an employee that come and put that there. It's from management. It states right there. No government help. And they put the no government in bare bold. So if you have a little cataracts in your eye sockets, you will see the bold part for sure. Alright? Alright. No government LPO'S purchase order for BrBpTV items, brothers and sisters. So apparently, it seems like the government must have owed these individuals time and time again. And it's rather interesting when it comes down to government paying people for the services that they have done for the government. It seems like the government tends to take a while. It tends to take a while. And I know this pretty much very close. Very closely, brothers and sisters, that the government is paying me. Some people believe the government is paying me to say these things. Okay. Right. Anyways, so where were we? LPO'S. We cannot pay all the businesses we owe around the island. Some even stop take LPO'S. We cannot pay to have the individuals who have taken the lives of another Canadian individual prosecuted. So we cannot seem to do these things. It's very interesting that they know how to take Lennox them, spend how much millions of dollars to take Lennox them to court, but apparently they cannot pay to solve the life-taking actions of two individuals who are alleged to be in jail right now. Brothers and sisters, we don't know. When the lady was passing around with the camera, we didn't see them. No, we didn't see Jonathan and the other one. Jonathan, that is the name? No, yes, I think Jonathan, that is the name. We didn't see them around, so maybe they have them at their home. Maybe they go home. Maybe they go home. All right. So we cannot pay to solve the passings of the Canadian individuals. All right. We cannot pay to have the stadium full. That hit me. That one. First time I read in this, brothers and sisters, that hit me there. Because I remember when the contractor came and said that we would have these things done by June, July of 2023. And it hurts me to understand that I listened to a New York individuals. I was in the United States when they were talking about the Cricket World Cup. I myself didn't know Cricket World Cup was coming. They were planning to have it upstate, but I guess they realized that, hey, more of the Caribbean people are down, and more of the Indian individuals are down, and people who are associated more with cricket around the region, the Caribbean region, so they decided to put it down in New York. There were issues going on whether they should build a stadium there or there. Brothers and sisters, now these people are building stadium for World Cup cricket. And I heard the Prime Minister from Dominica saying, hey guys, you need to come. I even think that they paid the cricketers to come for them to host the cricketers so that they can have 2 games in Dominica. I recorded it. It was on a vlog, brothers and sisters. I was one of the associates associated with that game, and I did a vlog on this whole situation. Ready, brothers and sisters. So they were trying to do things, and all of a sudden we get in the World Cup. 2 games we get in from the World Cup, brothers and sisters. There are 2 Dominicans in this team that would most likely love to come down to Dominica and just 2 of them just score 200 runs for the World Cup. They don't have to win, just score 200 runs, 100. They cannot get the chance to play in their home. We got it, brothers and sisters. Dominica got the games. And we cannot even pay to fix light that should have been fixed almost a year ago. World Cup cricket should be coming in June, July, around that time of 2024. It would have been fixed a whole year before, and just organizing things. And you think the Prime Minister them not wicked in? You don't think they're wicked, brothers and sisters, to make Dominicans where all people, that is, you're talking about putting Dominica on the map. That is one of the ways you could put Dominica on the map. They know about Barbados, they know about Antigua, they know about Jamaica, they know about these places because World Cup cricket have been played in these places as well. And cricket matches have been played, so they know they see it all over the world, brothers and sisters. Cricket is much more popular than basketball, you know that? It is much more popular than basketball. And NFL, they're talking about it's much more popular than these sports. Dominica would have been on the map for this. And then the man will come and tell you great things are coming ahead with better and brighter days, brothers and sisters. And the very contractor who would have put up this light stated to he doesn't know what on earth is going on. When he's asked by Matt, who do you think can answer these questions? He stated most likely the Prime Minister of Dominica would. Mizami, and the people just go silent on this. Dominica lost visa-free access to the United Kingdom, not of any fault of any Dominican, but that of full 100% fault of Prime Minister Roosevelt SKERRIT. That is his fault. Totally. He was the one managing everything, not true? Oh, okay. Or delegating responsibility. He's totally at fault. And Dominicans never said nothing. We lost 40% GDP. Well, that was before this. Great things will come in easy. We lost the 40% GDP. 30 to 40% GDP. Ross University. We cannot pay to have stadium fixed in time for World Cup cricket matches. World Cup cricket matches. We cannot pay retiring public servants the gratuity and pensions. We cannot pay. But the Prime Minister will come and tell the citizens, his supporters. It is one thing to tell the citizens when you're talking about, hey, we're going to have press conference. But when you literally focus on your supporters and telling them that or you just talk foolishness, telling his supporters they're talking foolishness with what is going on, brothers and sisters, with all the chaos that is going on in the land. His supporters cannot take it no more. They finally have surpassed bravery to come and speak their minds, and he's telling them they're talking foolishness, and then saying that he can remove these social programs if he's so fit to do so. He doesn't need to go to cabinet for cabinet approval. That is what he said, which I found it very interesting. How can you get approval from cabinet to put things in place? Well, not put things in place, to continue things in place. It's not the first time retirees or these people are getting funds and this kind of things there. It's not the first time people are getting pensions Housing was happening long time before SKERRIT came. So it's not the first time these things have happened. People want to make, oh, I forget, all your ammunition not true. Or well, I'll remind all you. It's not the first time these things have been happening, brothers and sisters. So then SKERRIT wants to be the one to say he can come and just literally end what has been started in history before him. He can come and just say no more. And that's it. One of the things that I know he started was NEP. So maybe, but if you get in a cabinet approval to do the NEP, monies have been allocated for NEP. It is rather interesting that I also got something rather interesting right there, brothers and sisters. It has been stated. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. Let me get it for you guys. And I did, brothers and sisters, and I have. It has been indicated here to me, brothers and sisters. I'm hearing the government have written to companies asking them to put NEP workers. You realize some of the companies that are functioning, even in the bank, brothers and sisters, all the employees that are there are not necessarily from the business. There are NEP workers in these businesses because the businesses themselves cannot sustain. The businesses cannot sustain the employees. And therefore, the government has to step in with the NEP program to put people inside businesses in a number of places. I remember this particular business, brothers and sisters. Most of the workers were NEP workers. When the government say, okay, we have sustained you for a bit. Okay, you need to employ these people and so forth and so forth. The businesses started letting go because they could maintain the NEP workers until the business eventually started. Not started. It coolly, like Joseph Isaac Bakery, brothers and sisters. Coolly dead. Alright? So, apparently this is alleged, brothers and sisters, alleged that the government has written to companies asking them to put NEP workers on staff because the end of March, they will no longer have contracts with the government. As time goes by, brothers and sisters, we'll see if that is indeed the case. Okay? So, there's a lot of things that we cannot pay, but the government told us that great things are coming ahead with better and brighter days. Doesn't that sound like that is not at all what is the case? And it's when he says this statement, it's not like the people don't know, you know. They go back to the very people be lying. Knowing they're lying, knowing you that know that they're lying and still lie. It's interesting. There's a rather interesting note at the end of this thing. So let me see if I can scroll down for you guys. Still the best choice all the way with the Labour Party. Yes, man. People will still meet me on the street and tell me they're still Labour rights. Moving along, brothers and sisters. It looks like Erica gave him a lawyer letter. He not calling her name so much again. But more blows on Maria. Alas, Maria still taking blows. Pathetic man. Diabolical liar. People be lying, knowing they're lying. Knowing you know they're lying and still lie. It's interesting that the Labourites themselves know that the very leader that they follow is lying to them, but they still have hope, brothers and sisters. Humans, brothers and sisters, that is one of the things that has mind blown me to smithereens, to understand how Labourites does have this hope, knowing, then again, I can think of slavery, or what Harriet Tubman stated in a movie. I remember the movie very well, brothers and sisters. She said, I freed hundreds of slaves and could have freed thousands more. You know what thousands? You know what hundreds, brothers and sisters? 3 digits. Thousands is 4. Not just 1,000, but thousands more. If only they knew that they were slaves. Even the Labourites would know that something is going on. And they want to pretend that what they know is going on is not real. And therefore make up fake things in their mind. I remember speaking to this lady in Calypso. And she does there, she love a Calypso. The truth is being spewed to you, my lady. What are you going to do about the truth? I don't care about this thing. I just in my Calypso, brothers and sisters. When this, it's like the Bible, boy, that is something else, boy. The great book telling man what has happened. Man seeing what the great book has stated that has come to pass and what will come to pass. And man will still tell you, boy, you man something else, boy. So let me continue. Where was I? So they can no longer blame Erica. They still blaming UWP, by the way. They still blaming UWP. Boy, I tell you, 24 years ago. My God. 24 years. How long? Not long. 24 years has passed. I remember as a little youth, how things were. 24 years. How long? Not long, brothers and sisters. Letter to the editor. I remember this very clearly, brothers and sisters. I remember this very clearly. Letter to the editor, according to Dominica Breaking News right there. I really want to express my disappointment in the salaries paid at Clear Harbor. Yes, you have to, before Clear Harbor wanted to pay Dominicans in the United States currency. US currency they wanted to pay. But they were fearful, brothers and sisters. They were fearful that the very ministers who were in the so-called prestigious work environment. I don't know what kind of prestigious work environment. It's looking like a Stone Age. There's people working in, and the air condition doesn't properly work. Anyways, so the ministerial capacities, brothers and sisters, they were gonna pay them in US. So if you're getting like 1,002 EC, I know back I did the training of at Clear Harbor. They used to pay us $1,201.50. So $1,201.50 they used to pay us at the end of the month. I just did 1 month. Ross called me. I was gone. Hey, anyways, so if they're paying $1,200 US, right? The $1,200 was most likely be about 3,000 something dollars, 3,200 and more or less, $3,200. At that time, when they wanted to come in, Clear Harbor was gonna make people make good amount of money. Right now, Clear Harbor is trying its best to just constantly bring down the price. Boy, I tell you. Anyways, let me continue reading this. I know a while back government caused Clear Harbor to pay. Guys. Anyways, I know a while back government caused Clear Harbor to pay less as of fear of brain drain. They did not want Clear Harbor to be making more than ministry workers. Yes, I just stated this right there. This company is an American company and is paid by these standards. The minimum wage in the United States is about 15 US an hour. Right now, Clear Harbor salary is ridiculous. I really wonder if the government has a part to play in it this time around. I wonder. But and sisters, a thought that came to mind as I'm reading this thing right there, I'm thinking, if the United States has to pay a certain amount because it's a United States company, right? Maybe it has to abide by the laws of the land and this kind of things there. I don't know if that is the case. But if it's a United States company and they wanted to pay their employees a certain amount of money and the government is telling them no, but they still have to pay this amount of money to the employees, is it possible, and this is just far-fetched, brothers and sisters, but is it possible that the government is collecting the other part of that money? Because it's not just the business coming and providing employment for people. It is also, you come to the country, okay, you have to pay a certain amounts, whether it's per year or through taxes or whatever the initiative is, or maybe giving us some, I don't know what exactly it is, but isn't that usually possible? I think it's vastly possible right there, brothers and sisters. Right now, Clear Harbor salary is ridiculous. I really wonder if the government has a part to play in it. Well, they have a part to play. The other ones stopping people from making US dollars. Brothers and sisters, if you really care about bringing great things, we would have had great things a long time ago. Don't you think so? Especially Clear Harbor bringing in these funds. This, by the way, was a long time before 2020. That's a long time. This was made, statement was 2020. We're talking about a long time before 2020. We would have already had great things, brothers and sisters. More money would be coming into the country. More money circulating so that people can do things. People can actually develop their businesses and so forth, and become an entrepreneur because you have more salaries. When you look at a business, brothers and sisters, you have to have a number of things. Spending power is one of them. Dominica doesn't have that spending power. So it doesn't matter what kind of businesses you have, brothers and sisters. If there's no outside influence, your business would eventually cool. And I don't want to say this like this is a must. Obviously, there's a certain amount of money circulating that would help businesses not get outside help. But if you have $100 in the economy floating around, there's only a certain amount of businesses that will benefit as a result of these $100, especially if they're established. The new businesses that coming up want to then compete with these businesses. I know in Dominica, people like to do the same thing. They don't come up with any innovative ideas. Oh, you driving, boss? Oh, what? You're making plenty money. What? That's why let me come and see if I can get some of that. And then you oversaturate, just like what was happening in PIERRE. PIERRE, brothers and sisters, people were just building houses because they're checking what gold mine that there we were. Some of them still alone. Bank take back some of their houses already, brothers and sisters. Okay. And then Dominica government make Ross go. Okay. And I hear that they are the #1 landlords in Barbados, but what I know now. Anyways, brothers and sisters, I was talking about Roosevelt Douglas a while ago. Let's talk about Pierre Charles now. That's the one who was prime minister before SKERRIT came. It's rather interesting. Roosevelt Douglas died, and then Pierre Charles died not too long after. And SKERRIT has been in prime minister for donkeys. It's interesting how this has just managed to come about. Anyways.
In the country, it is important that we instill in our young people the means and ways to take hold of your own lives.
Well, that has been gone because Roosevelt SKERRIT them have killed the economy. The economy is which is conducive to help people, you know, do exactly what you want them to do, be independent. We have right now created a dependency state, where right now people can't even build their house. The prime minister has to build apartments for them, and then if so possibly give them residential titles for them to feel a certain way. Oh, I get to live there.
To become independent.
Okay.
Because very often people tend to rely too much
on the government,
on other people, the things they say, the things they do, when the very people could do it better.
You could, I'm sure that if the economy is doing well, the housing that you stay in that are probably leaking, and they say it's hurricane resilient, yet still the first rainfall flood out the building and the area and was leaking and stuff. I'm sure if the economy is doing well, you will be able to better handle it. Remember the ancient folks? I call them the ancient folks because apparently right now Chinese and Arabs that building things in Dominica now, right? So the ancient Dominican folks that used to build things, they used to build bridges and so forth, and no bridge fall. Renovating bridges, the intelligence of people of this modern era coming to build bridges and renovate bridges, and a simple tropical storm come and wipe out every single one of these bridges. Not some, you know, every single one of them they renovated was wiped out. And you don't think it's data is the problem? Let's bring back what we have, no brothers and sisters, but let's continue with Pierre Charles.
But yet, either they suffer through an inferiority complex.
I wouldn't comment on that.
Or that dependency syndrome has taken hold of them to the extent that they must rely on somebody to do something for them.
Yes. But it's one thing when they have created, the leaders have created the environment for the people to depend on them. Then that statement that is making there becomes obsolete. Because the leaders are the ones creating the dependency state. But then again, the people are the ones allowing it to happen to them.
And I believe that if at all we are thinking about the development of the nation, if we're thinking about trying to develop a generation whereby we can see a turning point.
Creativity, innovation, these kind of things there, causing the people to think and critical think about different things. One of the things I know is lacking in this day and age, brothers and sisters, especially in the nature of the Caribbean, is critical thinkers. You ask people questions, simple questions they cannot answer. Simple questions they cannot answer. One of my friends I was talking to today, she told me 500 million is equated to $1 billion. I know she was making a mistake, but that's pretty much the sentiment right there. And she believed in herself. I say, you sure? She said, yes. I say, you sure? She said, yes. Then when when she realized what she was saying, she said, you know what I was saying? I was like, I don't know what on earth you were saying, because 500 million is not equated to $1 billion at all.
In
the word alone telling you is not the same.
Attitudes of our people, then we believe if we're able to do that, we would have achieved a certain amount of success.
Yeah. Except we're going backwards, brothers and sisters. And of course, I'm bringing this very thing back into the forefront. How government works, they break your leg, then they sell you a wheelchair, which you have to buy after breaking your leg, mashing up the economy. Then they tax the wheelchair that they make you buy. Then they regulate the wheelchair use, brothers and sisters. You cannot go there, you can't do the da-da-da. Then they assure you that without the government, you would not be able to move around. But you know the government come and tell you what? Great things are coming ahead with better and brighter days. This is the Prime Minister that said these things in 2020. 2020 to 2024, brothers and sisters, is Kule alone, Dominica do Kule. Well, it Kule, but you know. It's not that Dominica Kule, you know, there's hindrances that are preventing Dominica from getting the monies. But of course, who allowed this to happen is another story. But who allowed the individual to allow this to happen is the very people themselves. Anyways, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts. These are just my thoughts. What are your thoughts, brothers and sisters? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. And definitely hit that like button, brothers and sisters. Smash that like button. I would appreciate that right there. And of course, subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can pretty much get all the videos as they tend to come for you. You'll be notified when I drop my videos right there and then, brothers and sisters. Definitely don't forget to check out the previous reaction that I've done. And of course, about Mr. Licks on this here BrBpTV, guys. As I salute the king. Remember, guys, be real. Be positive.